Nurse J at Nursing the Truth. I hope everyone is having a great Wednesday. So, ta-da! Here is the new Nurse J. So how do you like my new haircut? It's called a lob, like a long bob. So I figured that I would go to the salon and say, hey, Nurse J needs a new do. I usually put it up on my head, ponytails, whatever. And so I said, well, since this is the new year, Nurse J has got to do a transformation. So this is the year of transformation. So guys, comment below and tell me what you think about the new nurse. So anyway, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe and tell your friends and family about me. Because as usual, Nurse J gives you the truth. So friends, if you want to get better and really take the truth medicine and the right pills and the right dosages, you have come to the right channel. So anyway, let's get on with it. Did the Egyptians believe in just one God? Well, you say, Nurse J, there's a whole pantheon of gods. Yes, indeed. But did they believe in a sole creative force? Yes, they did, my friends. So, in the high priest circles and the initiates, and it took 40 years to become an initiate high priest, and all the pharaohs were the high priest as well. They were over the kingship and they were over the priest. So they knew all of this intercircle esoteric knowledge. Okay. Now the sacred text known to the priest and to the initiated taught that there was a single being, the sole producer of all things in heaven and earth, himself not produced of any, the only true living God, self-originated, who exists from the beginning, who has made all things, but has not himself been made. Well, friends, let's not use the him. Why can't it be the androgynous or she? Because in the Egyptian text or mythologies or legends, it was a female that birthed Ra into existence. And it was with her knowledge and the forethought that it became into being. So, there's that answer. The being seems never to have been represented by any material or symbolic form. It is thought that he, she, it had no name, or if it had, that it must be unlawful to pronounce or write it. It was a pure spirit, perfect in every respectable way, all wise, almighty, supreme good. It is all about it that the Egyptian poets talked about. Friends, I have told you and told you and told you time and time and time again that the people of the day like to piggyback and take from the Egyptians because They did not have a long-standing, strong, spiritual civilization. So, therefore, they take from something, sprinkle a little fairy dust on it, as Ralph Ellis would say, and then make it into their own doctrine. In the Judaism scriptures, you cannot say the name of the God. But the only thing you can say instead of the real name is Adonai. Adonai, T and D are interchangeable in Hebrew. So it's Atan, Adon, Adonai. So friends, do you see the Egyptian pull from Akhenaten? That the original inhabitants that left still carried a lot of the Egyptian stuff, but then put it on the Aten, and then they left. And then the other people that came along and was intermingled and intermixed with them, they just carried on the traditions of men. But there were another dynasty that worshipped the Aten. So it really doesn't matter, friends, whether it was the 12th dynasty or the middle of the 18th dynasty. Because there was the 12th dynasty that worshipped the Aten. Did they go on a belligerent rant and take and knock down the temples and pretty much made Egypt desolate and starving? And this king was on a rampage of total destruction. But you have watched my other videos, so I'm not going into the Akhenaten thing. But I'm just giving you examples of Aten's already been worshipped before. It's just because of the sick thing in his head that he had to make that sun disk its own. See if these people, or a mixture of people, or actually the Egyptians that got sucked into this, wrote down for millennia. And it just trickled down into what we have now. The Egyptian poets wrote about the expressions of this almighty source. It is not graven in marble. Thou shalt not have no gods or graven images of me. Does that sound familiar? He is not beheld. His abode is not known. No shrine is found with painted figures of him. Unknown is his name in heaven. Now this is a good one, and I'm going to tell you exactly where this comes from, friends. He does not manifest his forms. Vain are all repetitions. There is none besides you. And he doth not manifest his forms. Numbers 23:19. God is not a man nor a son of man that he has to lie. His commencement is from the beginning. He is the God who has existed from old time. There is no God without him. He is God, goddess, created from himself. And all gods came into existence when he began. See, I told you, male and female are one of the same. He is God and goddess. The other gods, the gods of the popular mythology, were understood in the esoteric religion to be either personified attributes of the deity or parts of the nature which he had created, considered as informed and inspired by him, he, she. And O Thoth is the personified divine wisdom, Sophia. And it is difficult, they say in many cases, to fix on the exact quality, act, or part of nature intended. No educated Egyptian conceived of the popular gods as really separate and distinct beings. All new. Listen to me, people. Listen to me real loud and clear to the nurse. Please. If you are a Christian and you just by chance skittle me do my darling on my channel, I'm here to tell you Christianity came from Egyptian people, Egyptian spiritualism, Egyptian legends and lore. They knew something and they wanted to spread it to the world, but because we have gotten too haughty for ourselves and we're not listening to what the ancients wrote down in papyri. Oh, and the Romans came down and they burned the great library in Alexandria. And now we are in a state of amnesia. Wake up, my friends. It's time for the DNA to be reactivated. And let's go back in time. See, what we are doing is the reincarnation cycle died. Spiritualism died. This is dawning a new time and it's circling back to what we lost. Is it a situation where now we are the ancients from old time and we're shouting to the world, wake up, wake up, wake up? Or is it the light bringers? 144,000 workers of light. Is it us, the old timers, that are coming back and saying, go back, go back? You have lost your way. You have forgotten your ancestors. You have forgotten to pray to the one and only. Do not pray to Jesus, because Jesus is not God. This man never claimed to be God. And even if it was someone mysterious acting in the material world as Jesus, it never said he was God. All Egyptians knew that there was one, only one supreme force, and understood that when worship was offered to Kim or Maut or Thoth or Amun, the one God was worshipped under some of his forms or in some of his aspects. He was every God. He was every God. Did you hear that? And so you wonder why. Why do I resonate with my thought? He was self-begotten. And all the gods' names were interchangeable, people. That's why in the same hymn, we may find a god, say Amun, addressed also as Ra and Kim and Horus and Kepra or Happy. And in fact, any god could have been called by the name of almost any other except for the not so good evil gods. So doesn't all this sound like a whole lot like the God of the Bible? I think it does. Ancient religions descended from the original religion. And I don't care if you don't like me. I don't care if you don't like what I talk about. I don't care if you don't like that I am in love with Egypt. I don't care if you don't like what I'm saying. But it's the truth. And if you don't like truth and if you don't like light, then you can just go somewhere else. This is another truth bomb for you. Oh, you know, the saying in the scriptures, Hermeticism at its finest. You know, no one can come to the Father except through me. Now, we know that that is Gnosticism and Hermeticism. And we know that no man walked around saying that, because it was a lot of Romanized, Hellenized stuff. But let's just put a twist on it. Because me and my mom were talking yesterday, and I hope over the 3 years that I have dealt with her over this situation, and she's been on the journey with me as well, she's still stuck back in religion and still holding on to the Jesus thing. But I think she's cracking slowly but surely, and I have to say, It's a situation. That Thoth. No, I'm just assuming, not saying anything's true, but I'm very concrete and deep thinker. I'm a Pisces. My birthday is 3/3, but I'm not going to tell you the year. You try to figure it out. Trinity, threes. So, what if it's a situation you can't get to the Father except through me? What if it's a situation that you people don't listen, you won't get the true deal. If you keep running around to these institutions and this orthodox and this religion that is a lie that entraps your mind, you won't know. A great new book to read on the internet for free. It's by G.R.S. Mead, and it's called The Gnostic Crucifixion. It's like 88 pages. And out of all the books that I've read, between the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, the Kabbalion by the Three Initiates, this is a powerful book. G.R.S. Mead has also put out 2 volumes over 700 pages called Ancient Egypt, Light of the World. And it's on the internet for free. Straight out of Egypt is this Bible. Straight out of things. A lot of esoteric mysticism, information about the universe and the cosmos and what's going on. The original religion of the human race is recorded most thoroughly in the Bible, but fragments of that religion entered into the ancient pagan religions with various modifications and gradual deviations. So basically, people copied from the pagans. Yay! That's what we were called. That's what ancient Egyptian was called by the Catholic Church, a pagan. But really the word pagan means someone that's lived out of the country, in the hills, far away, and they're not into the city, they're not into the little community. So when you hear pagans, it's not like little witches. It's not like little demon worshipers and warlocks and all that stuff. So get your facts straight. They got the pagans has given the world the spirituality. The pagan Egyptians has given the world the way to the stars and the moon and the sky. This is how we're going to treat this ancient spiritual guidance. So, after all this time, since they soon forgot the one true God that Egypt talked about, their religion gradually deviated from the original. So, I hope you've enjoyed this enlightening video. because it resonates with me, and I am more spiritual and closer to the one source that is within myself. And when I die, the God source that's inside of me will return to itself. So until next time, Hotep and Ashe, and I will never quit saying that. See you later, guys. Have a wonderful evening.